if you missed class today, which is Thursday, September 17th, this is what you missed. So the first thing we did was went over words 10 through 12 on your vocab list. I'm going to post that whole key on Friday so you can go back and fill in the ones that you missed. Then we watched an Ed Puzzle video. So under today, 917, Ed Puzzle King Arthur. You're going to open it up. And it asks, is there any truth to the King Arthur legends? So it's going to talk about where the legends came from, what historical basis there is, and then there's two questions for you to answer. It also stops at one point just to explain what the Holy Grail is. So that one's just a note, and the other two are questions. You submit that, and then we read King Arthur and the Sword and the Stone. So whenever you open this, I'd like you to open it with Kami. I just have one quick note here about who the Saxons are. So there's a lot of versions of this story, and we're going to read this one today and another one tomorrow, and then compare the two. So this one is just one page long, and then we have a list of the things that were asked of knights whenever they became a knight. So kind of like how a president takes an oath and they swear to protect the country and stand up for the citizens. These are the things that a knight would have to agree to do. But they're written in pretty difficult to understand language. So over here, you're going to add a text box and then paraphrase it into words that make sense to you. So like for this part that says, you are never to murder and always to flee treason, by no means to be cruel. You can summarize that to don't kill anyone, don't betray your country, and don't be mean. It can be that simple. So you'll do that for each of these boxes. And then for questions, you're going to summarize the King Arthur story, so the first page, in exactly 20 words. That will force you to figure out what the most important part of the story is, what stuff you could cut, what things you need to include to tell a good version of the story. So you'll add a text box and use the text box to write a 20-word summary. Down here talks about Arthur being an underdog, so that's another character type that we didn't talk about yesterday. But here it describes what an underdog is, and then you're going to figure out how Arthur fits that archetype. And then I want you, kind of like we did yesterday, think of an example of an underdog from a movie, a TV show, or a book that you like. If you can't think of anything off the top of your head, you can go ahead and research examples of underdogs in movies, and you'll name the character and then explain why they fit the archetype. When you're finished with that, you will turn it in on Google Classroom, and that's what you missed today. If you have any questions, let me know.